I was abused while I was growing up by my dad sexually and mentally and verbally, and he was an alcoholic and just mean and violent. And I think my only ambition was to survive life and get out of his house. I mean, I just wanted to get to be 18, get out of school so I could get away from him, and that was exactly what I did. I moved and just basically worked at a lot of different jobs. I always did office work. I was a bookkeeper and a just office clerk and a credit manager and an office manager and just different things. And then I married the first young guy that came along that showed any interest in me, because I thought nobody would ever really want me. And I always say that desperate people do desperate things, and you have to be really careful when you do that. And then after a failed marriage and giving birth to one child, I met the man that I've now been married to for 48 and a half years. And it's been quite a journey. He was a fine Christian man, and one of the things he asked me before he asked me to marry him was if I would go to church with him. And so I started into a relationship of going to church, and always say I tried religion. I learned some good things there, and I learned some good foundations for faith, but I wasn't really learning enough of what I needed to know to have my life healed.
Yeah, sure.
So I got ambitions later on in life.
Now, for some people, if they have a poor relationship with their father, it's often said that then that can affect their relationship with their heavenly Father. Was that something you had to wrestle with?
In some ways I did, and in some ways I didn't. I think the biggest thing that I had to deal with was not feeling like that God was mad at me every time I made any kind of a little mistake, because the home that I grew up in, I mean, you just never knew what was going to set my dad off. A lot of it was just dependent on his mood, and he was just angry a lot. And so when he would get angry, there would always be punishment, whether that was not talking to you or, giving you some kind of correction or not letting you do something you wanted to. And so it took me a long, long time to realize that God wasn't mad at me. That, God can get angry, but he's not an angry God. His anger doesn't last for long. He's merciful and kind and good. And certainly the moment that we're sorry for anything we've done wrong, there's complete and total restoration. So that was probably one of the things that I struggled with the most. Another thing that I really struggled with was learning how to enjoy life. I never really got to be a child. I don't ever remember being free and a kid and not having responsibility. And my father was abusing me, and the big thing was, not to make sure I didn't tell anybody. And so I lived with this terrible secret all the time, and we just didn't enjoy life. I can remember getting in trouble for laughing and having fun because my father was just so unhappy. And so it took me a long time to finally really learn the true meaning of John 10:10, that the thief only comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but Jesus said, I came that you might have and enjoy your life and have it in abundance to the full until it overflows. And, enjoying life doesn't mean we live on vacation or that it's just always about being at a party, but just learning how to enjoy common, ordinary, everyday life.
Tune in to the Profile Interview in association with Christianity Magazine every Saturday at 4 p.m. only on Premier Christian Radio, where faith comes to life.